Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We just had a very busy break. I had like several different conversations going with cast members about like as soon as we went to break, it was just pummeling me with like, so I have a plan. I got to do a thing. I got some ideas, which is great. I'm excited. You're all ludicrous, and I'm excited to see which of these plans takes effect. But I think first we begin with the return of the ship from weird space to wherever you randomly spun the wheel and landed on, Artemis. So Artemis, you pop back into real space, and we see you traveling at high speed towards a star in the distance, right? The sun of this sector, and we pass by a small kind of bluish planet. Kind of flies by as you continue. You see it on the screen, and a warning comes up on the console. There's like a flash, and it says, "Warning: sector restricted by Imperial law. Sector X, uninhabited. Cannot be entered on punishment of death." And so you're getting this like warning, and there's a little like dismiss. You can dismiss the warning, but it's telling you like Imperial law has set Sector X aside. You're not allowed to go there.
Does it say why?
Does not. No.
Imperial law is Mangasi, right?
Yes. Yeah. It's an old law, but it checks out.
Right. Do I recall anything from like the Mangasi mind space of why that would be?
You could make a roll to see if you can recall.
Okay.
Go ahead and make a careful roll. Let's say difficulty 3.
Got a 2.
A 2. You look at all those favorites you got.
I know. Yeah, I'll use one. With hopeful Mangasi urchin.
Yeah. Chopping in. Okay. So you have this kind of head rush, and you see a memory. You see Duke Mako, and a member of the Imperial Science Division, and they're talking. They're on the bridge. They're on the bridge of a ship, kind of like this one, but a Mingasi ship, and hanging in space in front of it in the viewport, obviously with like a big gold targeting reticle on it. You see this bluish green marble of a planet hanging in the thing, and the Science Division officer is saying, "But Duke Mako, we can't. What will the Agarans do? And the contingency plan? Remember Xanadu, sir." And the Duke says, "The Imperium has lost its way. We must destroy this place so that no more abominations are issued forth from its disgusting loins." And the science officer kind of like, ugh, gross, like shudders at his phrasing, and he says, "But sir, what if something goes wrong?" And he says, "The Alaxatronians assure me that they have made efforts to retain information. I have no fear. Long live the Imperium." And the science officer's like, "Long live the Imperium." And he turns, and you see an Agaran warrior, probably Mako's like sworn defender, and he's holding the scepter of Agara, and in front of him there's like a keyhole shaped like device, and you can see that he's like gritting his teeth and like clutching the staff, and he's obviously being like made to do this. And this is Mako's digging it. He turns and grins, and he says, "Well, what are you waiting for? Fire!" And the Agaran, almost as if like not in control of his body, turns, and a tear slides down his cheek as he jams the scepter into the device. And there's a brief flash of light, and then your vision clears, and you see before you. The ship is passing a grayish moon floating in empty space, surrounded by debris, a field of destroyed planet. and then you finish, and the ship chimes and says, "Destination reached."
What do I see at our actual destination?
Just trash, like ruins, floating pieces of the planet Earth. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm probably just kind of in awe, like looking at all of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, witnessing the destructive capability, the full formed destructive capability of Mingasi weaponry. You have the suspicion. You have the suspicion that Basil would probably be pretty impressed by what you're seeing right now. Right, like this was his purpose originally, right? So yeah, you see the ruined remnants of the Earth, and yeah. So do you do anything, or you just sit kind of like in contemplation?
Yeah, I don't think I do anything.
Okay, all right, cool. So meanwhile, back in the hangar bay, Rex, are you gonna slip out while Thuja is napping, or do the two of you like have a conversation, or do we just see you like leaving the ship, like doing up your flight suit? You're muted, Sam.
We come back in and we see like Rex loading the last of the boxes, and I think Thuja like gives him one of those side comments. It's like, you should probably apologize to her, you know. And he like begrudgingly is like, guess I.
She says to you, she's like, you know, Rex, as long as I've known you, I've never seen you around another Sharkanoid. You never talk about your family. Yeah. Never offered to take me on a tour of the flotilla.
That's the great thing about Sharkanoids. We all fucking hate each other. So, I mean,
well, it's easy for you, but for some of us, we've got family. And as she's talking, we get like the montage of like, you know, Dark Throne sitting in the cell, just being like angry, just like staring at the shit because he's stuck in here with his robot arm. And then we fade over to Leviatha, who's just like sitting on her bunk, just like crying into her hands. And then back to her, and she says, yeah, some of us have family, people we care about.
I care about people.
I know you do. That's why you need to go and talk to this kid. She's all alone. And I know you want everybody in the universe to be as tough as you, but that's not how it works.
Fuck. Kind of just throws his hands up and just starts storming out of the hangar.
Yeah.
He doesn't look back.
Yeah, and she turns and goes back inside and starts like flipping switches and running like pre-flight checks and stuff. Okay. So where do you go, Rex?
I think it's like a series of walking down corridors and like seeing Agarans being like, "Hey, where's your kid leader?"
Yeah. You see one, and he's making what looks to be like a statue of Artemis out of mashed potatoes. And he's just kind of like, he looks up at you and he's like, the bridge. Like goes back in. Like, you think this looks like her?
Rex like he like leaves the doorway, but then when the guy says it, he kind of leans back in, and he's like, "Yeah, it does."
And he nods and he says, "Thank you." And then he starts like shoving the mashed potatoes in his mouth. And he's just like, "Oh, Captain," and like eating the statue. And so we leave on him just like covered in mashed potatoes, just like eating the statue of Artemis. You find your way to the bridge. And Artemis, what are you doing when Rex shows up?
I think I'm literally just like kind of curled up on the throne, like Like I look like a little kid for sure. Even though being in this chair makes me feel very adult, like I still look like a little kid because I'm just like curled up and just staring out at where Earth was. Like, whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Are there guards stopping me from getting to you?
Probably, yeah. As you walk up, guards put their like ceremonial halberds in the way, and one of them says like, only officers on the bridge.
Oh,
Rex grabs their halberds and smacks it into their helmets.
Okay. I guess that's one way to do it.
Just like bonk, and they're like, oh god, and you just walk by.
Hey, kid.
Told you not to call me a kid anymore.
Listen, I don't know what came over me earlier, right? I'm sorry.
I like look over like what the fuck do you mean? I'm sorry. What was that?
I'm gonna say it again.
Did you
go leave it?
Whoa! Oh my gosh! I wish that I had been looking at you when you said that. I like jumped down.
Rex takes a seat in one of like the nerd chairs next to you where they like analyze desks, and he puts his boots up and hits a bunch of buttons he shouldn't have.
I think when you put your feet up, like a missile goes and hits the moon, and blows a chunk off the moon.
He doesn't even react. Yeah. He's like, listen, we gotta talk. Kind of like tilts his head. There's been some stuff I've been meaning to tell you. It's about the princess.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm ready. Yes, tell me everything. I want to know.
You sure?
What do you mean? Of course I'm sure.
I mean, all right.
You're going to talk. This is so, oh my God, Rex, you're going to talk to me. This is so exciting. Yes, tell me everything. I want to know.
All right. Well.
So Rex, you're about to like take the breath to be like, all right, fine. Here's how it is, and the ship like shudders suddenly, and an alarm starts to go off, indicating damage to the hull in several places.
Rex lifts his feet off the dash and he goes, "I didn't do that one."
Can I tell what's happened? Like, is it internal or external or?
Yeah, I mean, you can bring up the console, sure.
Yeah, I want to do that.
Yeah. So you bring up the damage report and it shows the spiky shape of the ship and little red spots blinking on it, and then we cut to the outside and we see there are masses, these little like clusters of like tumor-like fibrous mass that have attached to the outside of the ship, and there is smoke from like melting hull drifting off. And inside, we see maybe a couple of Agarans that have stopped and are looking up as the hull is like dripping and melting. And then it breaks in, and from the inside of the mass, a cluster of a handful, maybe like 3 or 4 tiny little penguin-looking creatures like drop in, and immediately throw themselves and their razor-sharp beaks at these Agarans, and they scream and like fall down. And all across the ship, you're getting these alerts that are like, like warning, hull breach, warning, intruders, and like, the ship is being invaded by tiny, horrible penguin mutants.
Okay, I want to put up shields. So that more of them can't get in.
Okay. So you activate the shields. Shields appear, and we see the ship from the outside flicker with a reddish light. And then behind it, we see this like moon-sized mass of tentacles and eyes and mouths emerging from subspace, flinging these blobs at the ship. And then at the front of it, the tiny shape of Maurice the Penguin rubbing his flippers together, being like, yes, revenge. Of course, it's space, so you can't hear him. But yeah, he's very excited. What are you doing? You've brought up the shields.
I guess I've seen like as a player, I've seen that they're tiny little weird penguins.
And you're getting security camera footage of like you see an Agaran being like, and then penguins jump on him and he falls off screen.
The camera immediately statics.
Of course, the cat, it precisely just goes out because, it's fine.
Okay, then I think over like a god mic, because of course this ship has one.
Yep, totally.
I think over like a god mic, I would say, looking at the diagnostics, like we need guards to sections 1 and 5 and whatever. There are weird penguin intruders. Take them out.
Rex pushes Artemis out of the way.
Well, I'm gonna let Artemis roll. I'm gonna let Artemis roll here. So we're gonna try to give tactical commands to like the people on the ship who I gotta point out here are in the midst of like a big sad.
Right.
Big sad. Let's have you roll careful probably to like get everybody like in at least shape to keep the ship from coming apart from the hits you've already taken.
I got a 4.
Let's call it difficulty 3.
Okay,
you got a 4? Okay, cool. You're good. All right. So they start to like get up and like they're like, I guess we'll save the ship or whatever. Fine. I hate this halberd, and they like run off to go and like attempt to defend the ship, at least for now. But yeah, the shields are showing damage as tiny ballistic penguin tumor creatures are being thrown against it from the space mass that is Maurice. While all that's happening, Basil, Luna, where are either of you? The ship is being suddenly like under attack, but you've had some time to like been doing something. Where are you?
I think we have sort of gone in search of I'm gonna say weapons.
Mm-hmm. Okay. This ship has lots of them. More weapons than probably anything else.
Yeah, just trying to find some weapons, to use.
Okay, sure. Anything in particular you're looking for, or?
I don't know. Is there anything we're looking for in particular? Any weapons that we?
I would say no. I would say there's not. I would say there's not anything in particular. I think we're just
I'm looking for some sort of stun device, some sort of weapon that will stun people.
Stun or paralyze. So.
Yeah, I don't want to like knock them out. I just want to stun them in case people get like crazy ideas.
Make a clever roll, and we'll create an aspect, and it can be like, some kind of stun weapon.
Sure.
I'll say difficulty 2.
6.
Oh, it's so clever. So you get it, and you'll get multiple uses of it.
Great.
Okay. Okay, there you go. So you have not one, but multiple methods of incapacitating an enemy. So you can sort of Felix magic bag those later. Like you have them secreted on your person.
Yeah, just find like a little stun blaster or what appears to be like a little tiny, like something delicate and refined, something that shouldn't be on this ship.
I was gonna say, something that shouldn't be here. Definitely.
Yeah, it's
probably some kind of sonic weapon. But yeah. Okay.
I envision this scene like you two coming out of like an Agaran storage room, and there's just fucking like Bohemian Rhapsody's playing, and like you're walking in slow motion. There's ammo belts all over you both, like two like skinny elf people, just like stun guns, stun grenades, bandanas
we switched to like the combat pants with combat boots, and we got the tank tops on with the just belts all like hanging all over.
None of it fits.
It's like it's too big for us.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, cool. So yeah, you come out all like kitted out, and where do you go?
Hold on, let me verify one thing.
Sure. Evil plans confirmed.
Oh, it doesn't have to be evil now.
It's not evil.
It's
It's not
Jesse's
evil.
involved,
It's not
and
evil.
I feel like you've been dragged into this horrible mess. So
It doesn't. Yeah, because see, I'm the good guy in this.
Yeah.
yeah,
So
totally. Innocent bystander.
Yeah, no, totally easy. So we part ways, and I head towards an airlock, and Pokket heads someplace else.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had
Alright.
some.
Do you want to tell me where you're headed, Luna?
Well, I'm gonna head back to the bridge.
Okay.
I'm assuming
good.
that's where the others are gonna be by now.
All right.
Especially with like the sirens going off, and I heard them over the intercoms.
So on the bridge, you're seeing Artemis. You're seeing the ship's shield slowly going down. You're not firing back or anything.
No.
But yeah, there is some kind of signature of like a terrible like bioform in space, and it's hurling blobs of caustic penguin goo at you. What are you gonna do?
I look at Rex. I'm like, do I kill it? What is it? Can you tell?
What is it? You tell me. What is that?
I don't know.
What is it? It looks like
Do you want to?
Maurice and Luna had a baby, but Maurice died back
Do you wanna-
inside that creature, right? So what the fuck is this?
Do you want to scan it?
Yeah, I would like to scan it, please.
Okay. All right. You can make a careful roll. And I'll reveal an aspect if you like its core aspect if you can do it.
Okay. Got a 2.
Okay. Yeah, that's enough. All right. So, there we go. The Maurice Abomination is a terrible penguinoid bioweapon. Yeah, so you scan it, and it shows up. We see the darkness of space, right, at 0 magnification, and then it like magnifies 1,000%, and we can see just this black writhing sphere of biological material with a penguin stuck to the front, and yeah, the red scanning overlay appears, and it shows the thing's mass and what it's made out of, and like the life signs are all off the charts. It's showing signs of like constant mutation, that it keeps shifting and changing. We see like faces emerging from its surface and then sinking back in, various like it's a little like the end of Akira, like this massive disgusting bio blob of darkness. Yeah, and it's coming your way, and seems hell bent on grabbing you and breaking you up.
Okay. I look at Rex again. Like, what do we do? It's just growing. Like,
Well, I don't know. Our crew has a bioscientist and a robot who loves to destroy things, so we should probably get a hold of them and see if they can help.
And right, that's like on cue. I walk
Exactly.
in, and I'm like, "Did somebody call a doctor?" That's like immediately what I say when I come in.
Nice.
Luna the penguin oh. I like look at Rex and I like cover his face like
What?
that'll help. And I'm like, I think Maurice is here.
Oh,
That's Maurice?
Don't worry about it. I think Maurice is here.
Rex presses his face against the glass, and he just goes, yikes.
yeah. So he was gonna die, and he got really pissed off, and that's that. I mean,
Did you do that?
it was a we did that.
Luna, how do we undo it? How do we undo it? He's just like
Listen,
morphing into more and more you penguins.
I've sent Basil back. He's at the airlock right now, and he's going to try and reason with Maurice if there's any reasoning with him. I think Basil would be the one that can reason with him the best, right?
Oh, thank goodness. Basil doesn't reason. He says,
Well, his way of reasoning. You know what I'm talking
yeah,
about.
no, that's perfect. Really, I would.
So
Exactly what I'd recommend.
we just need to not die.
Luna, how do we get rid of these things? How do we kill them? You made them, right?
And
Unmake 'em.
as he says that, I try to discover an aspect.
Okay. You want to discover an aspect about the Maurice abomination?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Go ahead and roll careful.
Okay.
Okay, got a 4. So I'm gonna call this. The other aspect it has is Xanadu's revenge. So it's not only Maurice and your like you may have started the chain reaction, but it was powered by
brain.
Yeah, it was powered by the brain. So he's merged with the horrible brain as it died. And that's why it's on this cascading biological chain reaction. The angry brain lost the last of its power to Maurice's rage, and now it's one giant horrible biological creature.
So is the brain like I know it's become a part of him, but is there like through this, is there a way to separate it?
No, probably not. It's all become one horrific gene slurry.
Okay. Well, I have bad news. I don't have good news. I just have bad news. So
Bad news, everyone.
So I know he looks hideous. I don't know where the tentacles came from because that's not a part of my serum, but it seems like he also merged with the brain. And I look at Artemis, I'm like, the brain, the sarcastic, smart.
Oh my god. Okay.
If you can tell us anything about this brain, we're gonna need to know it because it's all now. And I point to Maurice and I'm like, it's now him.
Do we have comms to Basil?
Yeah, I mean, you have comms to the whole ship, and if Basil's on the ship, then yeah, he can.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm assuming, am I just going to intercom the whole ship to try and find Basil?
You could.
Basil, it's Rex. Look, I know I've held you back a lot with your desire to kill organics, but I think on this occasion, I fully support you, and you should do what you gotta do.
So Basil, when you hear this over the intercom as you are entering the airlock, and you hear Rex say that.
Basil turns to, I assume, a speaker or something that looks like a speaker, and is like, Rex, it makes me so happy to hear that you are in on my plan.
I can't fucking hear you, buddy. This is one way. I assume you might.
you just see his mouth moving on the screen. There is an intercom on the wall.
Basil doesn't press it and just gives like and then just presses a button on the wall and gets like sucked right out.
Rex also salutes as he sees like a little Basil butt just like torpedoed through space. Yeah,
totally. Yeah. So all you do is just push the button and the airlock opens, and we see you like 2001, like Space Odyssey. We just see you just go and just get sucked out and float towards the orb. And so I think we stick with you, Basil, and we see your tiny pale green form drifting towards this massive writhing spheroid thing. And what are you doing? What do you do?
I start just like trying to communicate. And I because I haven't ever met. Have I met Maurice at all? I don't think I have.
No.
Good. Perfect.
When me and Maurice escaped, you left with the ship.
Right.
And so you never actually met him.
I've never met Maurice. Perfect. So I'm like, I start to float out towards Maurice, and I'm like, hello, infinite darkness. Is that you? Can you hear me?
So we just see your mouth moving. And as you approach, I think you're going to need to do something to keep this thing from just like grabbing and destroying you, right? Some errant, mindless tentacle wrapping around you.
Sure.
What do you do?
I literally, like, on my body is just like all the different weapons that I've picked up. I start shooting, but like in color patterns, like it's 2001: Space Odyssey.
Right. Like blinking patterns at it.
Right.
You're trying to communicate something?
Yes, but I'm not trying to shoot at it, just trying to shoot around.
Okay. And what are you trying to communicate?
I'm trying to communicate that I want
What is
that
the
I
message? Like I come in peace?
Yeah, the message is more along the lines of like, hey, like I want to have a conversation with you.
Wait, so is this like strobe light Morse code?
Oh yeah.
Space.
Okay. All right. Make a Close Encounters of the Third Kind roll. Let's have you make a clever roll. And the difficulty is going to be 4.
Come on, clever.
Okay, got a 3. Now you just described using your arsenal as part of this. So if you want to use one of those two,
Sure.
those 2 hits, you can.
Great.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And it's a stunning arsenal. It's very attention grabbing.
Exactly. Yeah. So you're firing off these flares in a specific order and at different colors, and the eyes kind of the cluster of eyes turns towards you and squints a little, and then a tentacle comes out and whoosh, like wraps around your stomach, around your waist, and pulls you towards it. And it extrudes like a cloud of gas that kind of like floats out around you, and then a sort of ear hole like opens on the outside within this gas bubble, and one of the mouths says, what do we have here?
Hello, I'm not sure we've met. My name is Basil, and I, like you, am an abomination.
Yes, I see. You bear the touch of that horrible green scientist as well, and like a horrible like half elf, half penguin like face emerges from the sphere and like looks at you with a silent scream.
Like the mummy?
Yeah.
Like in the mummy?
Emerges like screaming and then sinks back into the mass. And it says, but don't worry, friend, you won't have to think about her much longer. I'm going to destroy the ship and everyone on board.
But before you do that, once you're done, once you've murdered all of them, you'll still be this. And I'll still be this. What if there was another way?
There's a gurgling as the thing processes that information. Let's have you make a roll.
Okay.
I love this.
Me too.
Let's have you roll sneaky.
Okay.
Difficulty 3.
Come on, sneaky. Hey!
Yeah, nice. Okay. All right. So the mouth emerges again, and it says, "Another way? Tell us more."
Do I need to do this on? Can I do this in private?
I know what you're going to suggest.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we can fade out.
We can cut back to the ship.
Yeah, totally. So we cut back to the ship, and we can see we get a shot of it goes from being like just a shot of clean space of you hanging with the thing around you talking, and then the audio changes to the alarm, the ship is in danger alarm, and we see the red overlay, and everybody's watching, but no one can tell what's going on in the grip of the creature. Yeah. So what's everybody on board doing? I mean, he hasn't stopped his assault on the ship, so like the horrible penguin clones are running around murdering people.
Yeah. Rex has like grabbed like an Agaran beat stick from the wall, and he's just like roaming corridors looking for penguins.
Okay. And
just joining in on the scuffle. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, just walking around, just bashing these things, and they when you hit them, we see you walk by one and you take a swing at it with a club, and it just splatters into blackish like biomass, and then kind of like sinks, like just bubbling on the floor. You can't really kill them; like they just take some time to reform.
Yeah,
but you can disable them.
Cool. Yeah. Rex assumes he's killing them. He just thinks it's really easy, and he just keeps moving.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. So you're just moving through the ship. Artemis, what about you? You're in the captain's chair. What are you doing?
I guess I'm trying to minimize damage, like focus, Star Trek style, like focus shields in the area where they keep bombarding, instead of having all of the shield power go just all over the ship.
Are you returning fire, or are you like defending the ship?
I was I was kind of waiting for somebody to tell me whether or not I should fire, because Basil's out there right now. So I don't think that I've gotten up the like courage to just start fighting back, because I don't know if I'll ruin a plan,
Yeah. And you don't have access to the most significant weapon of the ship, right? The compensator needs at least 24 hours to recharge before it can compensate again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use a point here.
Okay.
Uh-oh. I'm very excited.
Your main gun is down, but the sidearms of the ship are not, and you decide it might be a good course of action to attack the blobs that are thrown towards the ship before they can collide with the ship to do further damage.
Okay.
And what
I'm
aspects?
gonna compel.
Yeah, what aspects are you compelling?
Yeah. I'm gonna compel more than I bargained for.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of the only thing you can think of to do in the moment
Sure.
at this command center is just to like stop the ship getting hit with any more plastic melting blobs.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, cool. And Luna, what are you doing?
I'm watching Basil really quietly.
Right, like just keeping an eye on Basil. All right. So we cut back to Basil, and of course, because the whole thing's just such a huge tease, we hear it say, "Yes, a wise plan. We agree." And the tendril kind of holds out, and it's like, "Shall we return you to the ship?"
Yeah, the next thing everyone would see is that I'm headed back to the ship, maybe. Like you see me like flung through space, like towards the viewport. Like I just keep getting closer.
I like the idea that he threw you like slightly too hard.
Yeah, maybe you hit the view screen and then have to kind of crawl to a port to enter.
Yeah.
Just starfished.
Yeah. Boom. And then you climb up and climb inside. Okay. All right. And so when you return to the ship, Basil, do you go right back to the bridge to tell everybody about what happened, or are you going somewhere else?
I'd like to head back to the bridge, but I want to see if I can meet up with people first.
Okay. Who are you looking for? Because everybody else is on the bridge.
The penguins.
Okay, sure. So you step out, and we see a group of these sort of dripping like newly birthed clone penguins. They've just burrowed their way through a wall, and they splash out onto the floor, and they get up and they look at you. Their sharp teeth glistening, and instead of attacking right away, they just like watch you as you walk by, or as you walk up to them.
I give them sort of I walk by and give them sort of like a, "Come on, boys, we've got work to do."
Yeah, and they waddle after you.
And I head towards the bridge.
Okay, all right. So you want to do a little circuit and like collect some of them?
Yeah,
okay.
I imagine we'll slow-mo. It's like they'll just come out of. We'll do the superhero movie thing where they just all start coming out of corridors that, for some reason, are just fucking along the
filing in behind.
So what you see is like a trail of destruction, and it's just like puddles where Rex has been. But then as you come by, they start like reforming.
Yeah, they just rise up out of
and
the
just
goo.
like join you. Rex is like thinking he's cleared out half the ship by now. He's just doing a lap. They're just getting back up.
They're on the team.
Okay. All right. And then Artemis, the door. Or actually, I guess Basil, you're walking up to the door to the bridge, and the two guards that are there, they see you, and they point their halberds at you, and they say, "The bridge is off limits." And they see the penguins all like clustering up behind you.
And Basil turns back to the penguins. He's like, Did you hear? The bridge is off limits. And then all the penguins attack them.
Yeah, they'll just swarm these guys. Okay. All right. So there's a shout, a brief shout of sadness from outside, and then the door opens, and you see Artemis. You see Basil standing at the door to the bridge.
Oh my gosh, Basil! They said that you were out there. What? Why do you have a bunch of penguins with you?
I've made new friends, Artemis. They're here to help.
And they all like waddle out they start filling out into the bridge.
Help us or help you, Basil?
Help us, Artemis.
And I slowly like step behind Artemis.
What's going on? What's happening here?
I pull out one of my blasters and point it at you.
Oh God. Okay. All right. I guess I should have seen this coming.
Yeah, the penguins are like coming out onto the bridge. One of them has like walked up to one of the consoles, and another one has climbed up onto it and then jumped onto the seat and is like hitting buttons with his little flippers.
I'm like watching in awe. Like, how do you do that? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I approach Artemis and I'm like, tell me more about this apple of yours.
I don't know anything about the apple. I don't even have it.
You don't have the apple.
No, of course I don't.
I look to Luna and like give her like that pat her down kind of vibe, like give her the once over.
I like how suddenly like it's clear, like every time that you're on screen, the two of you, it's like the villainous music plays and it's like they've changed sides. And so you give her the nod and Luna, what do you do?
If Luna goes to pat me down, I'm gonna use my stunt.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Fucking smoke bomb.
Yeah. So the new stunt, the like once per session, you can just like leave a scene. You can just GTFO.
Yeah.
So what does this look like? Is this like a burst of golden smoke and then you're gone from the room? Is everybody like
Wait.
Right?
I wanna hold on. Can I change this?
Yeah. Okay. Maybe. What do you want to do?
Once he like nods to have her to have her pat me down, I want to reach over and slam like a lockdown button and then do it.
Okay.
Like,
do like a system shutdown on the ship.
I wasn't gonna pat her down.
Yeah, she just panicked.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, yeah.
Artemis panicked. Okay. Yeah, I think that's fine. Maybe there's like a roll, like if someone wants to try to grab you, like if you just use your stunt, you can get out. But if you want to do something first, there's a chance someone could grab you before you get a chance to do that, and then you vanish. So when Luna, you're the closest one to Artemis. You see Artemis like lunge for a like lockdown button.
Yeah.
What do you do?
I'm gonna try and stop her.
Okay, both of you roll an opposed quick.
Okay. Not very quick.
Luna, if you win, you'll be able to stop Artemis from hitting the button. Artemis, if you win, you'll hit it before next thing happens. So Artemis has got a 2.
And roll great.
Oh, shit.
Okay, Luna's got 0. Do either of you want to spend fate points?
She has 900 fate points.
She has 5.
I know. 5. I have 3.
Is Rex in the bridge with us?
No, Rex is like wandering the
Rex
hall,
is
killing
out
penguins.
smacking penguins.
All right. Rex gave Artemis 2 fate points and then pieced. Rex is 2 steps ahead of Basil, let me tell you.
Yeah.
All right.
Everybody in chat is like, I can't believe she panicked. He's got a gun on me.
Yeah.
And an army of penguins.
Yeah, come on now. Anyways.
I mean, I would like to use a fate point.
Face points.
Face points.
Face
I would like
accelerated. Okay. So you want to use one that'll tie it up. What aspect are you going to use?
I'm going to use the end justifies the means in this situation.
Right.
So, because I feel like what we're doing, even though she hasn't heard us out yet, what we're doing, I feel like we're trying to reach a means to an end. So.
Okay. So you're tied. Artemis, do you want to spend a point?
It's hard not to metagame this because you guys keep being like, she won't hear us out, so. Yeah, I'll use one.
Okay.
I use Gold Shadow.
Okay, yeah, you're fast. Okay, so that puts it back. You're tied. You were tied, and now Artemis is 2 ahead. Luna, do you want to spend another point?
Yeah, I'm gonna use another one. I'm prepared.
What?
I think I was prepared for this. That's why I stepped behind her in the first place.
So this is you were prepared for the inevitability of failure.
Of her trying to, or her escaping us, because I know what she does.
Okay. Artemis, do you have another aspect you'd like to invoke? And this, I'm just sitting over here so excited that you're making each other spend fate points so you run out, so that I can be like, who'd like to be compelled?
I know, that's why
you're making my currency so much more valuable. I love it.
Yeah, I'll just let her win. It's fine.
You're killing our Bitcoin.
So Artemis, you lunge for the button. Luna lunges in the way. You don't get a chance to hit the button, but you can still use your stunt to bail out. No one can like interrupt that.
Okay.
So the ship is still running, like someone else could take control of it, but you vanish. And what does that look like? Is this like smoke bomb? Do you like throw a bath bomb on the floor and sparkles go everywhere? What does your disappearing act look like? Or is this just like you leap into a vent or something? Like I don't what we've never seen this before. So
you're like the Porg in Star Wars where you vertically shoot up. You just
that's what I was thinking.
Batman your way out of there.
I keep thinking about this in more of a Mirror Shades way, where it's like it's like Luna goes to touch me or something, and you realize I've been a hologram the whole time, and I'm like running out the door.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you have like gleaming hellas calves, and you like rip your pants off,
Just
and then
blind everyone.
Golden light blinds the entire room.
She lunges out to grab you, and then you disappear, and then she's holding a log for some reason.
And a Narua headband,
yeah. So, what do you think? What's the vector for this? It could be that. It could just be a hologram. Like you can justify it however you want. You have backup plans for escaping.
Yeah, we'll do the hologram thing because I think it's funny.
All right. Yeah. So you like lunge through, and then it flickers, and then disappears, and there's a little hologram projector on the floor, and we hear the little pitter patter of Artemis feet running away.
You just see like an open vent cover like on the ceiling.
Totally. Okay.
I look at Basil and I'm like, cute. I was like, we need to find Rex though.
Basil sighs and just is like, and he just shoos his penguins to go track Artemis down. Mm-hmm. And then goes over to the console that I assume is some sort of a ship-wide communications thing that Rex used to contact him.
Can be. Yep, definitely.
I turn on the comms and Rex, friend, I know you're on the ship and I know you believe in me, so I'm going to let you in on a plan of mine. You see, dear friend, all of this that's happened.
Everyone on the ship can hear this, just by the way.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
of course.
Okay.
There's like a cutaway to Rex like smashing penguins in as he can hear this, and he's like working his way to the hangar.
And this is that moment where, as you're giving this speech, Basil, we get shots of everyone reacting to it, right? Like Dark Throne and like Thuja loading up the her ship and running the last checks. Dark Throne like looking up at the machine. Leviathan stops crying for a second to like listen, and everyone is paying attention. So please,
mashed potato guy's covered, and he like
just licking gravy off his fingers. Like, I love that guy. It's a hungry boy. All right, go ahead.
Every last one of us has suffered over the last many years. I know you have. I know the crew of this ship has. I know our attacker has. I have. Luna has. Artemis has. All of us. And it's never ending. The world, the universe we live in. What if we could change it? Artemis has something on her that I promise you can change everything. All your pain, Rex. Everything you've ever felt. The love you lost. The friends who have forsaken you. There was a blob, wasn't there? You speak of him often. Shame what happened to him. What if you could change all that? What if we could use the apple? Rex, you could save your love. What if we reset everything to 1985? What if we changed everything? I would be my ship again. Luna's people would be alive again. The Mengasi would be alive. Earth would be alive. None of this war would ever have happened. Everything would change. Don't you see, Rex? The princess would be alive. You would be alive. Everything would be fine. Help me change what has happened, Rex. Find Artemis and get me that apple, and we can change everything. And I turn off the comm.
Okay. So Rex, I mean, this was aimed at you. What is your reaction? What do you do?
I think
I'm hoping the other guys heard it too, by the way. So even the really depressed, emotional Agarans,
Yep.
I want all of them to hear it and know my evil plan.
I think
Is it evil though?
Is it? I don't mean.
Is it
save
evil?
the Earth?
I'm offering to save everything. All that you lose is every one of your memories and every experience you've ever had.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Just
You
start
want
it all over.
bullshit. You want to be the one to blow up Earth. Bullshit. Bullshit. Bullshit.
You don't. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you?
Well, I think the reason is like the people that we're with would maybe see it as evil, even though like the audience would be like, well, that's not very evil. That makes sense.
Well, the great irony is that by saying like we could put the Earth back together, all the humans in the audience are like, yeah, I love Earth. That's where I'm from. I live there.
Yeah, so I think Rex is kind of he's in a jog, and we see a close up of his feet, and the comm ends, and his feet slow down to a standstill, and he's back in the hangar.
Mm-hmm.
And his bat is covered in goo and slime, and he kind of tosses it to the side, and it rattles on the ground, and he kind of just stands there, thinking over what he heard.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming Thuja heard it all too.
Yeah, and Thuja is standing there, and she's looking at you like you've just come out into the hangar, and she knows you have the apple because Basil just basically made it clear.
Well, Basil thinks Artemis has it, right?
Well, no, you need both, right? Because the apple will respond only to a Mingasi, so they need the apple from you, and they need Artemis to activate it. But yes, I mean, to be clear, like the apple is very much the magic wish granting MacGuffin, right? It's the sphere from Sphere. It can do literally anything we want it to do. So yeah,
he knows
sees
that.
you. She looks across the.
He knows that that I handed it off to you, so because I know that I handed it off.
Yeah, Rex kind of like scratches the back of his head and looks at Thuja, and he's kind of embarrassed. He's like, I don't vet the crew well. You know?
Yeah, she laughs and she says, all your friends are assholes, Rex.
I
gotta say, I like the blob better.
Eugene? Oh yeah. This guy's a nutcase. So,
but you can see like there's some doubt, and she's like, but, I mean, is he lying? Is it possible?
Rex he reaches back and produces, and the apple is tiny. It's like an inch by an inch.
Yeah.
And it's
a little
glowing.
tiny.
He's like, who knows what the fuck this thing could do?
And she looks at it and she says, everything went wrong for us. And she means like Agarans. Everything went wrong for us when the Mingasi destroyed the Earth. I mean, that was the beginning of the war. And then they destroyed my homeworld. And you can see her like she's like right about to be like, what do you think, Rex? Like,
Rex, he kind of takes a step forward and like grabs her by the shoulders, and he's like, that was a world run by one race. And it wasn't a good place. And going back there ain't gonna make it a good place. It's probably only a matter of time before something happens again. And this is a world.
But maybe we could, I don't know, remember somehow. Pass ourselves a message. Do something to make it different. Stop the Mingasi from destroying the Earth at all. I mean, that's possible, right?
Rex,
she's looking at you like she just wants you to say yes because that's all she wants.
Rex like scoops a finger on her chin and he's like, "It's also possible that you get to relive every sorrow a second time."
And I think she turns her head away, and she says, "I can't make this decision." What she really means is, "I'm not a PC. You got to figure this shit yourself out." But
Rex,
she looks away and she's like, I can't.
Rex like tosses the apple when he catches it, and he's like, "How about we let the kid decide?"
Yeah, she looks at you and she has like tears in her eyes, and you've never seen. I mean, the only emotion she's ever expressed is like lust and pain and anger. But she seems like distinctly like worried that like she doesn't know what to do. She's lost.
Rex, he kind of throws his hands up and he's like, "I see Agarans. There's Sharkmen. Trust me, there's Sharkmen. I only see one Mangasi."
I spent years at the edge of the galaxy trying to get free of Mingasi control, and now you want to give everyone's destiny over to the only one there is left? I mean, I guess it's that or we kill her.
Yeah. She's not like the other ones. Mainly because she hasn't met them. I know. Sounds like you don't want to be under Mingasi control again.
She says, no one should be, but if we had another shot, another chance. And you can see that she's like just spinning out all the possibilities. She's replaying the several hundred years or whatever since then.
Look, honestly, dude, I'm tempted to throw this motherfucker into space because no one's thinking straight right now. Okay? And, to be frank, I don't think it is our cool. Anyone's cool. So let's find the kid, see what the kid wants to do. And definitely not give it to Basil.
Yeah, and she looks at you and she says, "Well, as usual, I'm with you." And she takes out her gun and charges it up.
Rex kind of smirks and he's like, "You still know how to use that, right? Because you missed earlier." Like in reference to the meat.
Yeah. So she says, "All right, one fight at a time, hotshot." And the two of you, run off to find Artemis.
Rex picks up his slimy club and wipes it on his
shakes off some penguin goo. Okay. All right.
Hey, head off.
Okay. Artemis, you've escaped the bridge. You've pulled your Batman escape trick. What do you want to do? You hear all that. You hear all that. You're like crawling through a duct or whatever, and then you hear the Basil's message.
I mean, I think I feel like she's going through very different feelings than everybody else is.
Yeah.
She wasn't alive during that time, but knows that the way that she grew up would have been very different.
Yeah, because you were like
if she lived in that
and
time.
like so you're envisioning like your place in the Grand Mingasi army and like the glories you could have won. I think you're seeing visions of like alternatingly the sort of dark general Artemis, right, commanding an army of Agaran death commandos, right, purging the universe of the enemy.
Is like, yes.
Yeah. You could have been this glorious general, and like you could have had 1,000 ships of this power, subjugating your enemies. What's the other part of your brain thinking? Like, what the part that's more like present now, like what's that one thinking or doing? Like what's going on?
That part of me is thinking that everything would probably wind up the same.
Mm-hmm.
And then by the time that like going back in time wouldn't help me because the same things would happen. Somehow the same things would happen and then I would be born and I would still have the same life probably.
Right. So you just imagine time as being a lateral thing that'll be the same if you did it back again.
Right. So like in my mind, it's like if they turned back time, that would just mean that they I know you're all thinking
Pokket and I did exactly the same move.
If they turned back time, everybody but me would get to benefit from like living in what they remember to be a better time for them.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't because I didn't exist.
Yeah. Okay. So where do you go now that you've escaped?
I want to go to where the prisoners are.
Okay. Yeah. So we see you drop out of the vents into the brig, and there's the like red fields.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I want to go to the cell that Schmoopin Boopin's in. Dark Throne.
Yes. Yeah. Emperor Dark Throne.
Sloopin' boopin'. As his friends call him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see a green-skinned alien with like a snout for nose and all his fingers are broken, and he's just like, why? But no, yeah, you walk over to Dark Throne, and he gets up and he runs up to the field, and like bangs up against it, and like stumbles back, like ow, my head, and he looks at you, and just stares through the flickering field.
Okay, look, there's a lot going on this ship right now, and we need everybody we can get to fight off these little things that are all over the ship, okay? So I'm gonna let you out, okay? But don't attack me.
And he squints at you, and he says, "Fine."
Okay. Are there guards there?
No.
Okay. Do I have a way to let him out?
Yeah, you can just press the button, just turn off
Beep
the
boop,
field.
beep boop.
Yeah.
And then,
You reach out and you push the button, and you hear him shriek, "Fool!" and he throws himself on you. Yeah, so he just jumps on you.
Because good is
punching
stupid.
you.
I want to Imperial voice Artemis and say, "Stop!"
Right, you want to use the voice? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Make a forceful roll.
Okay. Oh, forceful. Come on.
I mean, that's exactly what you're doing. You're being forceful. So you're like, you try to use the fucking Benny Gesserit, like, stop. And he just punches you in the face. Like, ha, idiot. I'm free. And like, just got you like knocked down and just flailing on you with his balled up hands.
Oh.
Yeah, it's very much a slap fight. Just like, idiot. I'll teach you to steal my ship.
As this is going on, can we are there any security cams that we can see the
I figure Luna and Basil, you've seized the bridge in your grand mutiny, and you can see the whole like all these like things. So you see Artemis free Dark Throne, who immediately just like throws himself on her, and he's like, "Yeah, you idiot!" and is just slapping you.
I turn to Basil. I'm like, she's right there, and I point to the prison cell, and I'm like, send your, and I look at the penguin things, and I'm like, send them there.
Yeah, I sort of like direct all the penguins to go to the prison cell.
Okay. Artemis.
Yeah.
He is going to. Darkthrone wants to like subdue you, basically.
Okay.
So he's fighting you. So I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna attack you. I guess he has his own character sheet, so I'll just use that. So Emperor Darkthrone takes a swing at you. What do you do? You want to try to dodge or
Trying to dodge? Yeah.
Okay. So he's just chasing you around. He's chasing you around the inside of the cell.
Come here.
Get back here. I'm gonna use my one fate point for the scene to bump that up to a 6. Would you like? I'm gonna use overcompensating for something in that he probably should just run, but he needs to compensate for the fact that you beat him the first time.
Right.
Do you want to spend a point too?
No, I'll let him hit me.
Okay. All right. So you'll take your two stress box. Okay. Yeah. So you try to run away, and yeah, I think he jumps on you and gets you in a headlock, and it's just like punching you in the face.
Right. Cool. Great.
What do you want to do?
I'm hesitant to stab these guys anymore. I guess I'll I'll try to just, if he's got me in a headlock, I'll try to like just wriggle out.
Okay. And you can like do an action on your turn too, right? Basically, he's just trying to pummel you into submission.
I just want to get away and then get on the outside of the prisoner area and like shut the door again.
Okay, so your goal is to re-imprison him.
Yeah, and be like, well, fuck you.
I think his goal is to like capture you. So, okay. So you want to try to like escape from him, like run away?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna roll quick.
Woo!
Nice. That's a good one. He grabs a like a dish, the little like food thing, like a metal tray, and he whips it at the back of your head. And I think that's probably flashy. I'm gonna roll poorly though. He's not great at this.
Oh!
Ooh, nope, it's a good roll. So the disc spins through the air, is like his plate. Do you want to spend a fate point to stick the dodge?
Yeah. Golden
okay.
Shadow.
Okay, cool. So he takes some stress. You throw it. It bounces off a wall, flies back in the same direction, and bang, hits him in the face. And he grabs his head. And he's like, ah, God! And like there's blood coming out of his nose. And he shouts. He's like, he shouts to no one. And like Basil, you can't hear him, but he looks at the camera, and we hear him shout like, "I'll get her for you, Basil!" And you see him like run out into the hall to give chase.
Well, that's right. He also overheard that message.
Yes, yeah. He wants to go back in time. He loves the Earth.
Right.
So so you come running out, and you see a bunch of dripping penguin creatures waiting for you in the hall, and they go for you. The cluster of them lunges in your direction.
Okay.
So you're now outnumbered by these things. So I'll just treat them as a cluster of minions. And they get a -1. But how are you defending yourself?
Stupid clones.
They're
Yeah,
like kind of small, right?
Yeah. They're penguin size. They're just made out of drippy clone goo.
I want to try to just like like wriggle through them.
Yeah, because they're trying to grab you and stuff. So
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, go ahead and roll quick.
Damn! Whoa! With my quick.
Wow, that's the worst roll you could get, but you still beat them. So
Still beat you. So yeah, I'll take it.
Take the hit. Okay. So that was, I gotta do like a quick order now. So that was Pingu squad, and then you, and then Dark Throne. So you can do something now. What do you want to do?
I want to like lock a door between me and them.
Okay. So you want to get an obstacle in the way? That sounds like clever.
Okay.
So make a clever attack. Okay.
Okay.
I think the penguins are the closest. So you run, you slam a door, and they throw themselves at the door, and they just splatter. So there's just like black blobs splattering against the door, and then they're like oozing through the seams.
No.
So let's see if they can get through.
No.
I got you by 1. What do you want to do?
Oh God. I'll just take it. I'll take the stress.
Okay, so it's 2 of your 3 stress boxes now.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So that was you. Dark Throne. Okay, so you've gone through a door. The door's closed, but they're oozing through. Darkthrone is going to he's gonna try and cut you off. She's gonna try to like run and cut you off at the pass.
Okay.
He takes a side route and tries to run. That one was you. Was that clever roll? Was that you attacking or defending? I'm trying to keep track.
I think that was my action, so it was my attack.
Oh, okay. So you don't take that stress.
Okay.
I get a boost instead.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so they are oozing in pursuit.
No.
Okay, so that one was you. This is Darkthrone. Darkthrone's going to try to roll quick to try to cut you off. We're basically doing like a chase instead of a bat. His quick isn't great. He gets a 2 to try to run like around to cut you off.
Okay.
Okay. What are you going to do? How do you defend from that?
Well, did I get the door shut or no? The door never shut.
Kind of, you did, yeah. But the thing is, it's all being tracked kind of like loosely, right? So the door is shut, but it won't hold. They're gonna like ooze their way around it.
So how is he trying to get around? Like, where is he?
You're not in a room that only has one exit. You're like, so he's gonna go try to cut you off on the other way out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like the door you ran through leads to a room with another exit, not just that one. So he's trying to cut you off the other side. So we see him like asthmatically, like heaving as he runs around the corner, trying to get to that door before you do.
Okay, I'll just try to outrun him then.
Yeah, I mean you're faster than him, so. Oh yeah, no problem. And this time you succeed by 4, so you succeed with style. So let's see. Let's give you an advantage here. There you go. So he's got pretty bad asthma, and you can use that against him when you need to. Okay, so that was Darkthrone. The penguin horde. I think you beat him. You run out past him. He's like huffing and grabbing his chest, and he sees you run by, and he shouts, "You can't escape! The penguins are everywhere!" And as if to prove his point, some of them start to ooze through the vents above you and like drip down onto your head.
Okay, I'll just keep moving. I'll just try to put distance between us then.
Okay. All right. I got a 5. You can oppose with 6.
No.
Ooh. Okay. So this one is a defend. So you can take the 4 stress box if you want to.
The
high. You got 4, so you got to split it. But yeah, you've got a lot to deal with. But you also have 3 fate points still.
Right. I'll use a fate point for Golden Shadow.
Okay. Do you want to re-roll?
So that's a mild instead.
Okay.
Because it'll be mild, right? After that?
It would be, you go up to 3, that's 2. So yes, then you could mark your second stress box. So
I'll just take a mild consequence because my second stress box is already taken.
Okay. So let me, what do you want to call that? Call your consequence.
You'd think after playing Eugene, I would be better at like goo puns.
Goopy ones. Mm-hmm.
Just call it in the goo, I guess.
Sounds good. Okay, yeah, so they're dripping on you and like sticking to you, and like tiny little penguins are like growing up out of this stuff and trying to bite your face. Yeah. Okay, so that was that attack. It is your turn, so you can attack, which means like making up distance or getting them off of you or stuff like that.
So there's like goo everywhere now, right?
Yeah, basically, the ship is being like covered. We can cut to the outside of the ship, and there's just this mass growing around it, and it's seeping into the ship. Because the Agarans, they're all under the effects of the having emotions potions, so they're terrible fighters.
Right. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna just try to run. I'm gonna just try to run and see if I can find Rex. So I'm just gonna like run away.
Just book it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Yeah. Make a quick roll.
5.
And I will have Dark Throne. He's gonna resist with his clever because he knows the ship's
the ship.
layout. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is his ship.
Oof.
See if I do. I got a 4. Okay. I'll use my use of in the goo. It slows you down. That bumps me up to 6.
I'll use sucks to your asthma.
Yep. Okay. So his brain works, but his body's not cooperating. And like you're slowed down by goo, but he just keeps. I think he's like, I know this ship better than the back of my hand, and he like runs a different direction. And you take off, and we cut back and forth between where he's just like he thinks he's catching up to you, and he comes running around a corner, and you're like way down the end of the hallway, and we just see him like like he sits down, like puts his head between his knees. Awesome. Okay.
Cool.
All right. So that's another one. And I think he'll give. I think that they can't. You evade them. They can't chase you down because I don't have any fate points, and I don't think dragging this out. I can't beat you quick as your jam.
Right.
So yeah. So you still have goop on you, and that will stick to you the rest of the scene, which I guess ends when you meet up with Rex.
Sure.
Okay. All right. So Rex and Artemis, you can decide where you are when this happens. But meanwhile, on the bridge, Basil and Luna, you see this whole thing happen with your overlays. What do you want to do? What is that scene like?
I mean, at this point, I assume story-wise, Basil wouldn't. I mean, I don't know what Luna will do, but Basil, I feel like, is confident that there are enough people on this ship that want to see the past changed. That there's enough stuff. I'm gonna stay on the bridge and just watch. Like, there's no reason
you
for
can
me to act.
So if you want to, you can create an aspect.
Sure, of course. All right.
You can create an aspect that is like Agaran loyalty, or like back. You can call it Back to the Future, and it can represent the Agarans who have joined your side, who are like, no, we can end this terrible sadness. We can not be vulnerable anymore. We can go back to the great warrior race we once were.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Ones who'd be okay with the Mingasi ruling them again, because it would mean they would get to be the loyal hound once more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Make a I mean, I think this is sneaky, but it's tricky because the Agarans are they're strong people. So let's say difficulty 4.
All right.
For this one. Okay, I got a 3.
Can I use When Doves Cry? So that they're extra susceptible to it?
Right. Yeah, of course. Sure. Okay, so we keep When Doves Cry, and we get a new one for Back to the Future for the Agarans. Okay, cool. So When Doves Cry stays, but the boost is used up. Cool. Yeah. So I think that what are these people doing, like, to show that they're on your side? Like, are they not fighting the Penguins anymore? Are they like joining the bridge crew? Like, what's it look like?
Yeah. It is. It's a scene now where the entire ship, what once was people moping around with like tears in their eyes and stuff, now you see scenes of the ship where there's one guy strapping on like a gun belt, but he has mashed potatoes on his face. There's one guy who like clearly has his mascara running, and he's like manning a console now.
Well,
Like,
can I throw in a suggestion that some of them now have like one of them, we see him put his arm up, and this black goo like crawls over his arm and makes claws. And like another one is like practicing with a sword made out of this like glistening black material, and they're starting to like arm up with the bio goo.
What a great suggestion. God bless you. Now that is an endgame. Hell yes. Put them in. Put in my mutants.
Okay.
I want my fucking mutants.
So yeah, so they're starting to like gather up their they're merging with the It's like the darkness. It's like awful 90s like edgelord claws.
Perfect.
Okay. Luna, what are you doing? You standing beside Basil.
I think I've tried to I've made it to where nothing to the outside can be opened. I've closed the airlocks. I've closed the back hatch to what is it called? Where all the ships are. The hangar. Thank you. Yes.
Okay.
Like I've locked it all from.
Okay. Let's have you create an aspect.
Okay.
And we'll call it like shipwide lockdown. And let's say difficulty. It's an Agaran ship. You're not super familiar with it. You don't have Artemis's like Mingasi tricks. Let's say difficulty 4. Same thing.
Okay. What am I rolling again?
Careful. Oh, or clever.
You gotta be kidding me. Oh well. I mean, I could try to re-roll.
You could. If you choose to fail, shipwide lockdown exists, but it's my aspect, and you don't control it.
Oof.
I mean, okay. I just.
All right. Let me make an aspect here.
I'm not okay with this entire screen being like just red text. At any given time, everything can go to hell.
A lot of it is stuff that you've discovered about Maurice, Leviathan, and the Emperor, and those ones are things that you can use. Okay, so the ship is on lockdown, but it's like internal defense systems. So Luna, you don't really have control over it. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, the ship is in chaos. The some parts are locked down. The shields are slowly diminishing as more penguin matter is thrown at it. And Rex, where does Artemis find you and Thuja? Where are the two of you when Artemis shows up?
God, I think we're just in a corridor.
Mm-hmm.
And I've just baseball bat swung and two-pieced a penguin.
Yeah, you're doing the like back-to-back action.
Yeah, and a penguin like dives for the back of my head and she like blasts it in midair.
Yeah, and then I think Artemis, you come running around a corner and Thuja points her gun at you and then sees who it is and then turns over her shoulder as Rex, you're waving some goo off of your bat. And she says, looks like we found her.
Oh my god, I'm so glad to find you guys.
Whoa.
Also, hi again.
You all right?
Yeah. There's a lot of gross penguin shit everywhere, and it's really creeping me. Oh god, it's really creeping me out as I like throw a scarf off. It's still got like goo all over it.
Thuja, there's gotta be some Agarans that are a bit too proud to be puppets a second time, huh? You must have some allies on this ship.
She says, I have to tell you, this isn't exactly the cream of the crop as far as the battle fleet goes. I mean, most of these are just kids, and she shakes her head like she wants to. She's like, they're just nerds.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I'm not sure what I was thinking.
Yeah, she says, this
is like a reject ship of the
She nods. She says the I didn't want to say it, but this ship it's a dork ship. It's full of dweebs. All right. And she shakes her head and she says, that's why I wanted to get off here before I get any more of their nerd cooties on me. They don't know how to fight. You saw Emperor Darkthrone.
Yeah.
He was just never the same since that science fair.
I'm not gonna ask. He was really strong though. I went to try and see if he would help, but he just like tried to dive tackle me and punch me a lot.
Yeah, that's why you got lucky last time. I've been trying to tell you that the whole time. You should let me handle it.
I was just trying to help you. I wasn't trying to steal your glory
now
or
you
what.
know.
This is not
Now you
important
know it
right
was a
now,
fluke.
Rex. This is not important right now.
Important to me. It's important to me. Right,
So-
well, I guess we need to go. then. No? Yes?
Where are we gonna
And,
go?
Yeah, exactly. And she turns to you and she says, well, Rex has the apple, and you can make it work. So,
Oh, we doing this now? Oh boy. Okay. Yep.
she looks at you and she says, well, if we get in the shuttle, we're not even gonna necessarily be able to get out of here.
Oh,
and
no, I mean, you have a valid point. Rex
she-
reaches into his back pocket. and he's
Yeah, she says, I'm going to go and provide cover. And so she goes, and you can hear occasionally in the distance her blasting penguins.
Rex holds the tiny glowing apple by its stalk.
It's a little stem. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little.
Why are you giving this to me?
Because it's yours.
Do you take it?
Yeah.
Okay. She puts it in your hand. And it gives off this single, like, clear, like, bell tone that no one else hears.
Take it back.
So it touches your hand, and it's like you're not there anymore. You have this massive, like, widely distributed awareness of the vastness of the galaxy. You can see for a moment every star system that a Mingasi colony ever existed on. You can see the vast golden webs that once spread out throughout the universe. You see all at once every tyrannical decision, every uplifting of a tiny species into the Imperium's glory. Every action of the Mingasi Imperium is immediately and instantly clear to you when you touch the apple, and you have a full vision of its millennia spanning entirety. And somehow your brain is genetically built to contain all that information. It doesn't break your mind.
Right.
But to Rex, it just lands in your hand. You blink once.
You all right? You went cross-eyed for a second.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm okay.
Look, kid, the bottom line is there was pros and cons back then. There's pros and cons now. That don't really matter.
Wait, are you giving this to me because you think I should, like, choose right now? Like, what to do with this?
I mean, I don't know. Do you want to fucking have tea with Basil and maybe change his mind with a
Rex, you're the one who wanted this. You wanted this for your princess or whatever.
Kid, there was never a princess. All right? She died ages ago. I just wanted to do the whole crew thing again. You know, I'm a big fan of it. I'm kind of on loop. That's how Rex works. You know, Quinn said no. 4's the magic number. You, a scientist, and a robot. Albeit I made a horrible mistake with the scientist and the robot. But you're right. This wasn't my adventure, it was your adventure. And I'm retiring.
This is very embarrassing, but I'm legitimately, as a person, a human, gonna start crying.
You all just like deal with me for a second.
Thuja talked some sense into me. She said, no more stupid squad spaceship adventures. She's kind of right. I got one squaddy left. She's over there shooting those penguins, so you choose what to do with this apple, and we're going to cover you back, all right? And Rex taps you on the head with the slimy bat.
Bunk.
Yeah. And walks past you to cover the doorway with Thuja.
I am very shocked. I don't think that I do anything.
Okay. So you have the apple in your hand and you're just like looking at it.
Rex is fighting with Thuja,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like confused because you don't do anything, and he's like, "Was it too much? Was it too far?"
And she just like blasts a penguin. And she's like, "No, it was good. You did good."
Thank you. This is a rare moment for me.
she nods and she's like, "Okay, you can pat yourself on the back later."
I think I should pat myself on the back now. This is quite, the situation's quite dire.
Yeah. Look, everyone's really proud of you, but just let's give her a minute.
All right.
So back on the bridge, Basil, you and Luna see Artemis holding the apple. So if you want to chime in and say anything, you are welcome to. But this is the do or die moment, right? The apple is in Artemis's hand. Artemis, you can use it to do just about whatever you want here. Basil's plan to rewind back to 1985 and hopefully plant the seed of like, we can do better this time. Totally possible. You could break the Mingasi's hold over the Agarans instantly and forever. You could like probably open a black hole that would start a chain reaction that would just destroy the universe altogether. You hold in your hand the sum of every scientific and pseudo mystical achievement the Mingasi Imperium ever accomplished. You put all their eggs in one basket, and now little golden urchin has all the control. What do you want to do?
Yeah, sort of like a on your shoulder kind of conscience moment over the loudspeaker. It's just like you hear Basil's voice come through. Sweet Artemis, you have it in your hand the power to change everything.
As you're talking, you just see me like walking to the docking bay, like really purposefully.
Yeah, and you can still talk while you're.
Actually, I'd like to compel her.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, I can't make the decision for her, but I would like to say that the one thing that does go through her mind is having her people back, and that strongly influences her decision because right now she just wants somebody to love, and the Mingasi are gone.
Shit.
And so, if the possibility of her going back to 1985 to change things, the possibility would be that she can stop her people from all dying, and then she'll have somebody to love.
Okay.
That makes sense.
I'll wait.
So
before
this isn't
speaking more. Go on.
So this isn't about the like ultimate decision, but this is that if you accept the fate point, whatever like future you create will have like a Mingasi in it, so that Artemis will have a family.
No, that thought will go through her mind to what she can choose what she wants, but that is a deep thought in her mind of having her people back. Because right now she's like an outcast. She hides. She's an outcast. People don't like her, and people actually hate her because they hate the Mingasi, right?
So do you, Artemis? You can take that fate point, or you have fate points, so you can say no. You can reject it.
Well, I have no reason not to take it, right? She's just saying that like I'm pausing.
Yeah, like
right.
we'll like work that into your plan or whatever. Like discuss it. That thought.
Sure, I'll take it.
Okay. All right.
Continue, Jesse.
Yeah, Jesse, go ahead.
You have the power to change everything. Everything that's been done to you, to us, to all of the people of this galaxy. Everything can be erased. We can start over. Think of all those who have died for nothing. All those who will still die if you do not use that apple for good. Save us. Save us from ourselves, Artemis.
So it sounds like Artemis. It sounds like you were headed for the docking bay for a reason.
I want to sit in the area that can be decompressed when you decide that you want to just like go out into space.
Yeah, the airlock.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you walk past an enormous toad creature with goat horns. It's sitting in the hangar bay as you walk by. enormous bulbous eyes just follow you as you pass it. You walk up to the airlock. And the edge of the airlock is like kind of dripping with this black penguin goo. It seems mostly inert. And you step out into the airlock. Yep.
I just want to sit in there and stare at the apple.
Okay. Yep. So you sit down and look at it.
Rex and Thuja are like covering the corridor.
Yeah, fighting off the encroaching bio.
Rex just caves in that goat's head, that goat frog. Even though it was doing nothing.
Just bonk it in the head and
right between
tips
the eyes.
over.
And like the goo curves round.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So Artemis, when the door shuts, a little light blinks on that says like seal achieved, and then it's just like quiet. Like we can see outside like the blasting the light, but you don't hear anything. You just hear quiet in the airlock. What do you do?
I want to talk to the lizard in my head.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, the power of the apple can do just about anything. So, you're speaking to the kind of embodiment of the Mingasi as a thing. And I think that we see a Mingasi appear in your vision. And he looks pretty much exactly like Prince Navarius from season 1, right? He's just this like kind of handsome, like mid-20s, early 30s, like noble looking Mingasi, but not like ostentatiously. Yeah, not like ostentatiously though. Like he's not wearing like the imperial regalia. He's just wearing like simple fur Mingasi, like gold, like robes, whatever. And he as soon as you desire his presence, he appears.
I'm the last one left.
Yes, that's technically true. But you don't
I thought
have
there
to
was at least one.
There was a future once where the Imperium became intermingled with other species, that we didn't consume them, but found a way to coexist, each sharing species space with each. The humans could have taught us this before Mako destroyed their planet. But now, only you.
They're acting like they want to start over because they want everything to be good, but they don't. They just want everything to be right for them, and that doesn't mean it's good, right?
Good and evil, wrong and right are concerns of the small. The Imperium existed for bigger things. Progress, advancement.
This is too much pressure. I can't.
You were born to make these sorts of decisions. It is in your blood. And while you may be alone, so long as the Imperium exists within you, you never will be. And I think that while he's speaking, the scene has changed from the docking bay and the ship and all the fighting outside to just this vast darkness overlooking the nebula of the galaxy and the network of planets that the Imperium interconnected. And as you see this, you realize that even though you were orphaned and you thought you were the only Mingasi or whatever, as long as you exist, you have access to the support and the connection to every other Mingasi that ever existed. And that because you're functionally immortal, as long as you're around, as long as you take care of you, The Imperium never really goes away.
I don't know what to do.
The sort of like the image, the sage just looks at you and says, unfortunately, I can't help you with that. Choice is the greatest power of all.
We cut back to outside the airlock, and Rex is like fighting, and he's looking at Thuja, and he's like, I see a penguin, and I keep thinking I just want to eat one, but then I know it's gonna fuck me up, you know?
Yeah. And she she's like, look, if we get out of this, you can eat a whole planet of penguins, all right?
I'm gonna. That's the last time I let a penguin go.
Yeah. So, I mean, it is a lot of pressure, but what do you think? I mean, what does Artemis want most, right? Look at your aspects. Think about like the kind of universe that Artemis wants to exist, and then it can happen. You can have that. But this is the trick, right? The Mingasi gave you all this power because there's no one else to spread it out amongst. And if there were more of them around, they could help you. You'd have a council, but you also wouldn't be in this position if there were more of them.
I don't know. I need a sec. I literally
Yeah,
I need to walk away.
Yeah. So, I mean, we can if we want. I was thinking we can give it some time if we want to end the episode here, and we can make the next episode like Artemis's decision and then the fallout. Like, it probably won't end up being like a full episode, but it would be a good kind of epilogue and like what happened, kind of like we did with Mirror Shades. If that sounds like a thing you guys want to do.
Yeah, as long as we can end on the cool. Yeah, as long as we can end on the fact that closing in on Rex and Thuja is literally an army of like mutants.
Totally. Yes, that has to get dealt with for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. The last scene has to be like, better decide quick, girl, because literally everyone's coming for you.
And that'll be the thing, right? Is that we'll be in this position where the like creatures are encroaching, and it's like a losing battle, right? Because we talked about the ship being kind of like in lockdown, and I think it is that because no one is actively making the ship fight back against the penguin sphere, it's starting to like absorb the ship. One way or another, something has to occur, and it has to be significant. But we want to give it some time.
We should call it and give it time to think.
Absolutely. Yeah, totally.
Absolutely.
Well,
and plan out our epilogue.
Well, and that's the thing is it seems like it's Artemis's decision for the universe, but this game is collaborative, right? So this gives us some time to talk as a group about like, and we'll probably talk about this in the post show, like what do we think would be a cool way to like guide out the end of the series. So yeah, no, I'm into it rather than trying to like push forward to the end. Cool. I'm feeling it. All right. Cool. Well, let's figure out all that detail in between. And I suppose we can just do shoutouts. While you were away, we decided that your character just had a terrifying heart attack and you died, and then the ship was consumed.
And we just flushed you out the airlock and ended it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
cool. Great.
Listen, we don't have emotions around here. No, that's not true. We decided we're gonna So what we're gonna do is we're gonna wait until we'll give you till next episode to figure out Artemis's decision, and as a group we can help you come to that choice. We can come up with something that's good for the group, and then we'll see what Artemis decides. We'll do a little epilogue for everybody, and then we can do like a Q&A or like some kind of like cool thing to kind of flesh out the last episode. yeah, so that's you don't have to decide today. We'll come up with it in between. No, it's good.
I was kind of like, uppy twist, surprise. You think of an ending.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I stitched you up.
Cool. I mean, we got
Rex
the big revelation from Rex, and then everything just spiraled out from there. Cool. Okay, so let's do some shout outs. We'll go record the post show, and then we'll figure out what to do with the rest of the business. Let's start with Pokket. I gotta say, Pokket, I went on the break and I checked your Instagram. Nice, good work. Primo, thank you for that.
You checked, making sure I changed the captions.
Yeah, good stuff.
I did. Don't worry. From now on, nothing but stuff like that. Maybe. I'm not as creative. Hi, my name's Pokket, and you can find me on Instagram at Pokket_official, and everywhere else at Pokket. I stream every day, but Monday and Tuesdays now. I'm taking Tuesdays off to work on Patreon stuff, and yeah, I'm really excited for this ending. I'm really excited to see where it goes, and I'm no pressure on Artemis. But last time it was like all the pressure on like what is Aurora gonna do, and now it's like what is Artemis gonna do, and I like that we've finally come to that where it's like someone has to choose.
Yeah,
because it makes it have more conflict than just everybody do what you want.
Yeah, totally. Everybody gets what they want to.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, so it's cool. Yeah, I'm into it. Jesse. High manipulatrix Jesse Cox.
Yo, can I tell you I'm so excited to like DM some shit. I've realized I enjoy being a villain way too much, and it's just too much fun. So yeah, all my info's on the screen, but man, I had so much fun. I was talking with Pokket off screen. I was like, yo, we can like cause some real crazy shit because we never addressed what that apple could do. Oh my god, y'all. I had a blast, and now I get to see how it works out. I'm hoping for a good, solid villain death. Help me out here, Dukes. Help me die like a good, solid villain. That's all I want. So I'm ready. I can't wait. This is going to be a ton of fun.
I mean, if that's all you wanted, you could have just told me when we had our like alone time.
Yeah, but that's not like a good villain death. I need a good villain death.
Yeah. As the hero gets what they want, the villain also has to die ignobly. Right. Yeah, I feel it. Keeping those big secrets and blowing minds. It's Sam Strippin.
Hey.
Shout it out, buddy.
Yo, what's up, guys? Yeah. I got some. A lot of people have questions. I'm happy to do some kind of like cutbacks to that conversation that Thuja and Rex had and all that kind of good stuff in our final epilogue episode. But yeah, I'm glad you guys liked the little twist. Adam is known for a while. We were just trying to figure out when would be a good time to drop it on people. Sorry, honey. I feel like in hindsight, I should have told you in advance to prevent this from happening. But yeah, it was cool. I love it. I had a good time.
Cool.
Thanks, man.
And last but not least, the golden cinnamon roll, Dodger.
Hi everybody. I feel I'm exhausted. Yeah. You can find me at Dex Bonus on everything. I love this show, and I love that it just happened that on a day when I've literally been crying over everything, I got to use it for my character. That's great. Good shit. Yeah. So I guess we'll see what happens in the next episode, the final episode.
Cool. Thank you very much, Dodger. Thanks, everybody. I'm Adam Koebel. I am the GM, though in this game, I feel like I'm just here to like gently nudge things along. At the last few episodes, I've just been like, taking notes. Yep. Then Darkthrone does something stupid. Isn't that funny? But seriously, go ahead. So that's been my job lately. You can also find me GMing right here as well. We do a D&D show called Court of Swords, if you haven't checked that out. And JP just put out on YouTube, if you missed it on the weekend, we did a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons roundtable. It was me, Matt Colville, Matthew Mercer, Mike Merles, and JP, and it was real good. I'm real proud of it. It went great. So if you're interested in watching people talk about role-playing games, make sure you check that out. I completely blanked on doing the community thread, so I'm going to go do that. I hope you will check it out, community.mejp.com. I'll post the link on Twitter. You can find my Twitter at SkinnyGhost or twitch.tv/Adam Koebel if you want to watch me do my own stuff. We're going to go and record the post show, which I think is going to be a real good one this episode. So you can check that out if you're a patron. And we'll be back next time to close the doors on Nebula Jazz.
Yeah, a few people are asking how they can see the after show. It's patreon.com/rollplay, right?
That's right. Yeah. Thank you. Cool. That's it for us for tonight. We'll be back next time, and that'll be that. Thanks for coming, everybody. Have a good evening.
Bye-bye.
Bye.